Hello, everybody. I'm Josh Collins. This is Josh's Busted Skullbone. This is where I explain whatever's popping in my mushy gray matter underneath my skull bone. Now, you wonder, where did you come up with Josh's Busted Skullbone? Well, I'll tell you, back in Tennessee, where I'm from, my entire life, I've known about this little community called Skullbone, Tennessee. Um, it's not even an incorporated; it's an unincorporated community. I lived from time I was in fourth grade through eighth grade, from 9 to 14 years old. I lived rather close to it, maybe 2.5, 3 miles somewhere along there from the main part of Skullbone is a little three-story uh, country store, and on the keg corner of it, where there is not a traffic light at all, and I think there's a stop sign. um, there is a sign about yay high. It's about as tall as maybe taller than a man. I don't know, but it's got a bunch of arrows on it pointing to different cities like all over the world. It's got Cairo and Chicago and New York City and Paris and Hong Kong and I don't know what else. And it tells how many miles each of these cities are from Skullbone. And since I've known about Skullbone all my life, from if I knew a town at all or anything, I knew about Skullbone. And the country store's got it's 3 stories, and it's got a mural on the side of it, bare knuckle boxers boxing. And I grew up near there and rode the school bus and everything, um, passing by there all the time. And it's part of I guess it's gonna be a part of who I am in a certain way, just because that's why I was raised around, and it's one of those little places not everybody knows about, but it's no Statue of Liberty, it's no White House in Washington D.C., but it's part of my history. So I just caught Josh's skull bones a double or triple or quadruple entendre, and however you want to view that. I'm not trying to insult anybody back in Tennessee with it. I'm just sort of using as a reference point from where I've been. Actually, the town the when I was living in Bradford is the town nearby that is actually incorporated, but still, even to this day, doesn't have just a whole lot of people in it. I guess it's grown some, people copulate and have children, and so it's going to grow some, no matter what. But it, I actually, I was going to finish up high school in Gibson County High School, on south, the south of Dyer, the town of Dyer. I was living in Dyer with my mother, and this was after. See, I moved first. I was 14. My parents split up, and I stayed. Ultimately, I stayed in Trenton, Tennessee, for about a year and a half, and then we moved to. My mother got a house in Dyer that she kept until her passing in 2023, which is only, yeah. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I unfortunately my mother's passed, so I don't, you know, the day isn't as delightful as it used to be, but that's the way life goes. She was about 85 years. She was a little. She had her 85th birthday before she passed, so she had been on this earth a pretty good while. I never say how long somebody should be on this earth, but when you get up in your 80s, it's. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of way that goes. Um, if you can make it into your 80s, into your 90s, great, wonderful. She made it to 85, and which is, I don't know how long to say that anybody should live, but she lived just about as long as her mother did, my grandmother. My grandmother died when I was like, was in 83, I believe, so I was 6 years old. Uh, and we had the funeral at the same facility in Greenfield, Tennessee, because Greenfield's, I guess, where everybody from my family ultimately kind of drive from because of my father. Now, my mother did not come from Tennessee. She ultimately was in Texas before she met my daddy, um, and they married in Tyler, Texas, in I believe '58. Then I had my brother in '59. And they stayed a few years in Texas before my father came back to Tennessee, and lived for several years. And my father, he did have um you gotta remember, my father, he was born in 1929, so he was right at the end of when they were still using horses for travel, and horses for it took just, it took him getting in his teenage years and turning into adult before even a town like Greenfield, Tennessee, uh, would really get away from the horse and carry, using horses as a means of travel and in farming, and use motorized uh, ways of get for transportation. Um, so my father was actually born at a unique, kind of a unique time when that when that major transition for like the entire United States, and probably a huge chunk of the world was really occurring and setting in stone that, we're not going to be using horses and mules to get to church and get to wherever we need to get to. So he really, him and my mother was really, they were in that generation. My mother was about 9 years younger than my father. So he saw some things happen that I have. And that's one of the things. He was 47 when I was born. I'm 48 now, so I'm just about that time. Um, so he ultimately was. Um, oh yeah, I forgot. I got to advertise a little bit. Okay, before I go any further, I'll mention. Oh, I got a viewer. So, oh man, live too. I wonder who that is. Hey, viewer, you can put a thing in the chat if you want to. I mean, let you call. Hold it. I'm charging up my phone. They went away. Well, that scared them off. Don't want any actual viewers to this thing. That would be weird. I'd hate for anybody to hear anything I got to say. Anyway, they went away. I don't have to worry about any audience. Okay, I'm gonna give that 800 that the toll free number 855 751 3126 and promo code 240008. What is that for? Call it and say what it is. Call it. I'll give you a dare. Call that number and just to see what it is. Just see what it is. 855. It might be something you need and want. Maybe. Maybe not. Call it. I dare you. Just call it. There it is. Call that number 855 in the chat 751-3126. I'll tell you why it is later. I'll tell you why it is later. I'm not even going to tell you why it is. Just call it and find out yourself. 855-751-3126. If I ever learn how to do all this YouTube stuff, right, I probably have the number up on the screen. Anyway, I got in the chat right now. And when you call, tell them the promo code 240008. That'll get you they'll put you in the running for a special prize. Depends on what happens afterwards when you call. But anyway, I'll tell you about it later. But just go ahead and call. I dare you. Just go ahead and call that number 855-751-3126. Promo code 240008. Call it. Just call it up. Just call it up just to see what it is. And tell the operator that promo code. Just to see what it is. I dare you. Come on, just do it. I'm not even tell you why it is. Just call the number 855-751-3126. Call it up, give them that promo code, and you'll find out what it's all about. I'm not even telling you what it's about. You just have to call. I ran my one audience member off. Yeah, I know that I'm doing this live, but I'm gonna have it up on the thingy. So anyway, yeah, my mother. Let's see, my father passed in 2003. Now here's something about my father passing. I inevitably inherited some of the land he had. He bought it maybe 98 he bought in. It was about a little over 20 acres or something. And I got a chunk of it. I got about a third of the land along with my brother and my sister. And I end up deciding just go ahead. I would have maybe done one or two other or would thought through it a little bit differently. But when you're younger, you're younger. You just do. I don't think I made a bad decision. I just think I would have done something just slightly differently than what I did when I did it. Uh, I went to auction school in '98. I guess that's the year that he bought the land too. But by 2005, when we settled everything about this estate, and I got that portion of land, a portion of that 21 acres or whatever it was. um, I decided to sell my portion, and I decided to sell it at auction. And I could have done the auction all by myself, I suppose, but I didn't quite want to take that risk. So I hired on what's his name? An auctioneer on Marvin Alexander out of Martin, Tennessee. And I did the big calling because I went to auction school. I could at least get behind the mic and go, oh, it's going to get me 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 8,000. Now I'm going to get 8,000, now 9, now to 10,000, now 11, 11, now 12,000. That's my word stopped too. About 12,000. We did have a buyer's premium, a 10% buyer's premium. So, and since the property was right next to Beach Springs Baptist Church in Gleason, I sold it to them, and when I sold it, I had to pay, I had to pay Marvin Alexander for his services and everything. I mean, I did the big calling, but he's the one who got the paperwork and did the advertising and all that good stuff. Had so I don't know, a little over $10,000 at the end of the thing, maybe 10,500, somewhere along there that I could stick in the bank account. But one thing I would have done differently, I would have got him to advertise a pre-auction price because I even discussed it with him, about uh, do you ever sell when you sign sign a contract for it? Do you ever sell it at auction? I sell it apart from the auction. And I think he told me, he said, if you got really generous offer, maybe in that situation you might, but most of the time you don't. And what I would have done with that information, I would have advertised a really generous to me price. The final amount that uh, Beach Springs Baptist Church in Gleason, Tennessee, ultimately paid was $13,200 for a little over 7.5 acres of land uh, on Bronner's Levee Road, and some people might say it got half price, and some say it got double the price. Who knows? It's just that's what happened that day. But what I would have done I threw out. I thought well, maybe it could get 15,000 or something. Yeah, I wasn't too far off in my estimation of that. Um, I would probably put a $75,000 pre-auction price and had it advertised before the auction. Mm, and then say in the advertisement, you this property, nothing in this advertisement should be construed as indicating an appraisal value. However, this property is being made available to be purchased for a price of $75,000 before the auction occurs. The final selling price, although could sell for less than $75,000, may sell for more or in great deal more than 75 due to the nature that this property is being offered up at auction sale. That's why I would have done differently. Uh, I would have said something like $75,000 and see if that would affect the final selling price. It did not. I didn't do it that way, so obviously it didn't. But I could have done that. I'd say, well, you put disclaimer about well, there's nothing about appraisal value. We're just this is price that if you want to buy it before the auction, here you go. This is the final price. This is the price that you can buy it for before auction, and you don't have to sell it for, and you don't have to worry about the bidding going above. But this property will be sold at absolute auction, so it will guarantee change hand be sold regardless of price, the final selling price. That's the way I would have done that differently. The other thing I could have done, had an not even had an auction there. I think that would have been best. I think in the situation with my brother and everything, I probably just need to sell the land and not me be in his way. I'm not, or whatever, but I probably sold it and then turned around and took the money and maybe start an auction house. But even with the money I did get, I should have did. I could have started a little auction house even with what I did have. I should have did that differently too. So it's just like anything. You make decisions when you make them. I did take the money and pay off a car that I had too. So I don't know. We would do. I think I would. But if I had to do it over, I would have done it that way. I would have advertised a pre-auction price that would have been favorable to me, the seller, and then said in the advertisement, this property uh, can be sold, could sell for less than 75,000, but could sell for more than 75,000, or sell for a great deal more than 75,000. Dude, if it does go to bid, so if you buy it before you don't have to worry about selling for more or a great deal more than 75,000. If you go ahead and purchase it before the auction can is able to actually occur, and if that happens, then the auction will not occur. Anybody who shows up uh, will just simply be informed that the property has already been sold. and the deposit has already been paid. So imagine I got 75,000 instead of 13,000. You know, instead of 13,000. It'd been a nicer day for me, a nicer day for the auction, for Marvin and Alexander, and I probably had more money to do something with. I probably could definitely start an auction house then somewhere. I done something, but I made the decisions I made. But one thing I did make is that uh, the the property was um, I could sell it when I kind of wanted to sell. I didn't have to wait 6 months, a year, 2 years, or what, 18 months, 2 years to sell a piece of land. Land. I set the date with the auctioneer, and that's when it's going to sell. Bam. That's it. It's done. It's going to get sold, and it did. And we went about the business and so forth. Again, that number I want you to call is 855-751-3126. The promo code 240008. If anybody wants to be in any one of these shows, okay, I'll tell you why. It's ADT Home Security. It's 855. You get $100 gift card if you were to get a home security system installed. That's 24008 is the promo code. The number was again 855-751-3126. That's 855-751-3126. Just call that up and find out about how you can get you a security system installed to protect your assets. Concerning assets, one of the great things about auctions I love, at least the kind that we tend to know about, is they sell lots of antiques and collectibles. Now, if you are into getting that kind of stuff, one of the ways that you probably do buy it is at auction. Because you take antique items that are really rare, you don't think the items may not come up being available for sale all that often. Uh, so auction is a real good way to reach a point where you can actually have an appraisal value. See, that's the thing about auctions. A lot of people come to auctions. Hey, I want to. It's worth X amount of dollars. Well, you should come to auction and say, I want this. You have to think to yourself, how much am I willing to pay to get this? With what ability I do have to pay. You have to kind of look at it that way. So, in order to reach an appraisal value, you nearly have to have an auction. And I would say the nature of auction is the place where appraisal values are established, not where you take appraisal values and try to figure out what you're going to bid, but rather take appraisal values and just so anyway. So appraisal values. So you have two bidders, probably with two, three, four bidders or whatever, having a similar amount of access to money, bidding on the same item. And the reason why one quits is either because they run out of money or they say it is not worth me paying any more for this than this amount. I want it, but I don't want it that much. So you between these two bidders, you get a kind of a market value, but you nearly have to have the bidders going at it to figure out what that real true market value is. But then again, if you think about it, when you have a seller, you have a dealer selling an antique, and you have a potential buyer trying to buy it, and they're negotiating a price. There's a similar dynamic going on there too. But you really, when you do an auction, what you're really you're really seeing how much anybody is, not just one person, but two or even more people, kind of what they would actually really pay, where there's a kind of a general consensus. Whereas if you got just this single buyer and this single a dealer, you're not reflecting the general market necessarily. But when you have competing bidders, both wanting the same thing, then you have a more of a broader understanding on what something. So you nearly have to have an auction to have real appraisal going on. See, auctions are where appraisals actually, genuine appraisals actually happen. It's it's not the only other way is that if a dealer has the same thing and they're able to keep on selling a similar item. But when you talk about antique dealing and collectible dealing, where there's a lot of this one-off stuff, you you nearly can't figure it out. You almost need an auction to figure out real values. That's the interesting thing. You need an auction to figure out the values of things, because if you have two or three, four different people wanting the same thing and they're willing to pay X amount of dollars for it, you get the sense of what it generally is valued at. So, I don't understand. Now, I've been writing a movie called Cultic Tennessee, and part of it is that everything that you see sold, that's bought and sold, is all sold at auction. Um, which it seems funny, and that's why it is intended. But in reality, if you were to really deal with economics in a great way, you'd almost nearly have to sell everything at auction. No, Josh, you're full of it. I know you think so. I know you think so. But think about it. Think about it. You don't even know the true value. You just kind of even a store, and they're putting out a price on, they don't know for sure if it's going to sell for that. If it doesn't, they got to keep on lowering the price until it starts selling. Or if they sell one, oh, we sold one, okay, we'll keep the price up. And sell two and three, and oh, okay, we kind of guessed the price right, without leaving a bunch of money on the table. But with auction, you can sell. You can sell. I want to make this clear. You can sell when you want to sell, and with those competing bidders, you can actually see what the price, the value, the what people really think it's worth, because they're kind of boxed in. They're either going to bid to buy it, or they're just left out of having it, and you got to see what they're willing to pay. Um, so so I think economics is best expressed through auctions. I wrote the Celtic Tennessee as a joke, but I guess it's impractical. Then again, it may not be. It may be. If I involved myself, I would involve live auctioneering, where the auctioneer is selling everything at auction. I'm going to get them $100 now, 110 to 20, 110 to 20, get them 30, get them 100 to 40, 140, get a 50, get them 150, get them 60. I'd have that. But I can imagine, I don't know, a chain store or something. Um, Maybe you get online and you see what items, you see where the item is in the store, and you pop in a bid range, and then you go into the store, and when you go in, if that, you'll say, well, there may be a reserve on things at that point or something. Let's say it's a can of peas. There's a 75 cent reserve on it. Does that mean everybody's going to get to buy it 75 cents? Um, no, you'll see people bidding on the same item. I mean, there's different ways you could do these things, and actually, you you would, but you need some sort of competitive bidding situation. As far as anything, I would want to lead up. It would still involve live a live auctioneer actually conducting the sale. And sell everything from candy bars to cruise ships, and you may actually, would tout it as entertainment. And if you're going to do these auctions, you can also always have some sort of charitable cause that whatever people are spending on, they are the money is being given to a popular charitable cause. So you can get the prices up that way, and get the prices up by it being an entertaining environment. And being a more relaxed environment than running around with a shopping cart um, in the store, and um, you might get exercise that way. Sometimes you got health issues, of sort like I do. You really don't the walking around all day in the store doesn't sound all that appealing. It might be better that somebody's sitting at a chair, throwing up a bidder buyer's number, bidding on items as they come forth. that that might be more to everybody's liking. so yeah. What else do I want to talk about? Let's go back to the ADT home security. Do you love your family? Do you love your wife, your husband, your children? You want to protect them? Or if you do like own antiques and stuff that you might buy at an auction, or antiques or collectibles, do you want those things protected? If you get certain type of antiques, you might not can, because of the rarity, you might not, you can get insurance value, but you might not ever can get the thing that you bought ever again, because you might not can find it in any kind of way, because it's an antique. It may be rare. So instead of worrying about somebody breaking into your home and stealing something like that, once you have a security system that's going to keep the burglars out and protect your family, and also protect items that you own, such as antiques and rare collectibles and all those sorts of things, and paintings, and you don't want that stuff to be taken. So you need a security system. I guess the best place to promote one great place to promote ADT home security is probably at an auction where there is antiques and all that being uh, offered. So an auction we can actually get people into collecting items and collectibles and antiques and rare items. And then if they're going to have them, they need to protect them. And AT, home security system, will keep burglars out to be able to, where you can have those things and enjoy them as you want to. So, oh, is anybody watching me at all? Who knows? I think somebody watched for a moment and I scared them off. Oh, whatever I want to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, $100, $100 now, 12 now, 112 now, 115 now, 117 and a half now, 120 now, 122 and a half now, 125. I'm 122 and a half now, 125 now, 127 and a half, 127 and a half now, 130 now, 32 and a half. I'm 130 now, 132 and a half, 132 now, 135, 135, 135, 135. Now, I'm not available as a professional auctioneer at all. I don't care if I go 135, 140, 140, 145. I'm not a professional auctioneer. I did go to Nashville Auction School summer of 98. And I am trained in professional auctioneering, but I am not currently a live auctioneer. I might be able to do charity auctions on volunteer basis, and if anybody wants to utilize me to volunteer for something, we can talk about that. I just can't get paid. Okay, I just can't get paid at this point to do auctioneering. But if anybody wants to utilize me in that way for their charity, I'd be glad. I'd be glad to make myself available in some sort of way. I won't work out something, but I can't receive compensation for it. I think I'm safe in saying that all the way around. uh, but uh, but I'm not. I still won't charge anything for it, but I can't be compensated. Now it's a little bit different issue if it's going to be here, there, yonder, wherever. Uh, Even though I can't be compensated as a professional auctioneer, the costs to get me from here to this place to that place, uh, that might we might can do that, but other than that, I can't make any money off of it at this point. And I don't know all the laws in all the states. I know what the laws in California are, Tennessee, Kentucky, some states. So, yeah, I'm telling you right now, the only thing I could do is volunteer for certain. I will tell you, if the Democrat Party contacts me and wants me to do a fundraiser, I'm going to tell them to go to hell. Okay, because I don't. Well, I don't, they're already going there. Republican Party does. I might raise money for the Republican Party, and I want to know what the cause is. And there are causes that raise money for those causes that I would disapprove of participating. I have to kind of know about the cause and whether I want to, before God, if nothing else, to be participating in, and it depends on what is. Um, I might put up with certain things. Maybe we just I have to discuss it. But I'm not available for professional. I'm not available for as a professional auctioneer, but as amateur, professionally trained, but amateur as far as the regulations go. I'll just say it that way. So, what are we going to talk about? Oh, let's see. What does Josh Collins want to talk about? We'll talk about ADT again. Do you love your family? Do you love your friends? Call us 855-751-3126 with promo code 240008 and find out everything you need to know about ADT. You're under no obligation, but if you do get one, you do get $100 gift card. You do get a home, get a securities, and please do send me a message. If you do, I'll get you a gift. Let me see. Let me look up something. I might just tell you what it is if I find. I don't know. I might can find one. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'll do, folks. If you call that number, 855-751-3126, promo code 24880008, you will get, I'll get you you'll get $100 gift card with ADT with that promo code. But you message me and say, hey, I got you. I'm so and so. Tell your name and that you're getting a home security system installed. I'll go ahead and say it. Ginsu knives. I will get you a set of Ginsu knives. If you direct message me, and I will get them to you once I get paid off of getting your home security system installed. I'll get you a set of Ginsu knives. Anybody want a set of Ginsu knives? Get your home security system with ADT, and we'll get you a set of Ginsu knives. So, let's see. Channel. I don't know. I'm learning. I am learning. Uh, okay, I'm just looking at things. Really, I should have something. I don't know what pop out dashboard. So what does that do? So anyway, I'll get you a set of Ginsu knives for helping me when I get paid off. But you'll have to give me your name, name of the ones that are, and also spread word to your friends and family about ADT home security. So here we go. Who to tell me how much for it? How much you want to get them on to get them on to get bed? To get them on to get them on to get bed? Who to tell me? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, folks. I want to come on, come on, come on, get them on to get a bed. To get them on to get bed. Have you ever wanted to know how to count to 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. 95, 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, 65, 60, 55, 50, 45, 40, 30, 5, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. You ever want to learn to count to 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, count back to 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 90, 80, 70, 60, 40, 30, 20, 10. Fives, tens, 20s. Oh, here's the fun one. 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 17.5, 20. 2.5, 5, 7.5, 30, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 40, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 50, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 60, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 70, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 80, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 90, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 100, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 90, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 80, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 70, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 60, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 50, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 40, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 30, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 7.5, 5, 2.5, 20, 17.5, 15, 12.5, 7.5, 5, 2.5. So that's $2.50 increment. But here's a quarter increment, 100 and quarter, 100 quarter, get 50, get 100, get half, get 75, 175, I'm gonna get 200, 200 now, 2.25, 2.25 now, half, 2.25, get a half, now 275, 275, and gonna get 300, 300, get 300, gonna get out 275, 300, 300 and quarter, 300 and quarter. What am I saying there, folks? I'm saying 325. I'm saying by saying quarter, now half, quarter, now half, 300 and a half, 300 and a half, 300 and a half, I'm a quarter, 300 and a half. It's $350, not 300, not $3.50. Well, you can say $3.50 too. But when you say 100, 300 and a quarter, 300 and a half. 300 and a quarter now, I have now 75. I'm 300 and a half and 75. I'm at 300 and a half. When I was saying 100, I'm $350. Okay. Just in case y'all don't think I can sell a 90,000 square foot mansion. Here we go. Who's going to give me $100 million? $100 million. Where? $100 million now. $101 million. I'm at $100 million now. $101 million. $101 million now. $102 million now. $103 million. $103 million now. $104 million. $104 million. $104 million now. $105 million. $105 million bid now. $105 million. $5 million. 105 now, 106 million now, 107 million. 107 million now, 180 million, now 109 million, now 110, 110 million, 110 now, 115, 115 million now, 120 million, 120 million now, 125 million, 125 million now, 130 million, 130 million, 130 million, $130 million bid, 130, I'm $125 million bid, now $120 million, $120 million, $120 million. Now, just in case you say, well, Josh, I don't know, it's so hard. Can you sell my house? Well, we're here in Southern California. So about any house that would be sold might get into a few $1 million. So imagine I'm going One, I have 500,000. Now 600,000. Now 700,000. Now 800,000. 800,000. Now 900,000. 900,000. 900,000. 900,000. I hear you. 825,000. Now 850,000. Now 875,000. 875,000. I made 100,500. I'm at 800 and a half thousand now, 875, now 9,000. I'm 9,000, 900,000, 900,000. I'm 875,000, now 900,000, 900,000, 900,000, $900,000 bid, 900,000, 900,000. Now 925,000, 925,000. I'm at 900,000, now 900 and quarter thousand. 900 and quarter thousand, 900 and quarter thousand, 900 and a quarter thousand. I'm 900 and quarter thousand, now 9.5. I'm in 900 and a half thousand, 900, 900, 900 and a half thousand. 109,500. I'm 9.25. Now half. Now half thousand. 900,500. 900,500. 900,500. 900,500. Now 975,000. I'm at 900,500 now. 975,000. 975,000. 975,000. 975,000. Now million. 1,000,000. I'm 975,000 now million. Now 1,000,000. 25,000, 1,025,000, 1,025,000, 1,000,000 and quarter million, quarter million thousand, 1,000,000 and quarter million, 1,000,000 and quarter million, 1,000,000 and quarter million now, 1,000,000 and 100,000. I'm in quarter million, 1,000,000 and quarter million now, 1,500,000, 1,500,000, 1,500,000. 500 and now 750,000. I'm at 1,750,000. Now 2,000,000. 2,000,000 to 2,000,000 to 2,000,000 to 2,000,000. 2,000,000. 2,000,000. I'm at 175,000. Now 2,000,000. I'm at 1,750,000. Now 2,000,000. 2,000,000 to 2,000,000. Now 2,000,000 and a quarter million, 2,000,000 and a quarter million, 2,000,000 and a quarter million, 2,000,000 and a quarter million. Now 500,000. I'm at 2,000,000 and a quarter million now, 500,000 now, 500,000, 2.5 million, 2.5 million, 2.5 million, now 275,000. I'm at 2.5 million now, 275,000, 275,000 now, 3,000,000, 3,000,000, 3,000,000, 3,000,000, 3,000,000. I'm 275,000 now, 3,000,000, 3,000,000 now, 3,000,000 and a quarter million, 3,000,000 and a quarter million, 3,000,000 and a quarter million now half. I'm at 3,000,000 and quarter million now half. Now 500,000, 3,000,000 and 500,000, 3,000,000 and 500,000, 3,000,000 and 500,000, 3,000,000 and 500,000. 3,000,000 and quarter now, 25, 50, 3.50, 3.5, 3.5 million now, 3.75 million, 3.75 million now, 4 million, 3.75 million now, 4 million. 3.75 million now, 4 million, 4 million, 4 million, 4 million. You like that? Maybe, probably not. 4 million, 4 million. I'm gonna get on, gonna get 4 million, 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 4 million. I'm gonna do 3,750,000. 3,750,000. 3,700,000 now. 4 million. 4 million now and a quarter. I'm at 4 million and quarter million. Million and a 4 million and a quarter million. 4 million and a quarter million. 4 million and a 500,000. Quarter million. I'm at quarter million. Half a million. 500,000. I'm 4 million now. 500,000 now. 500,000. I'm at 4.25 million now. 500,000. I'm at 4 million and a quarter. 4 million and quarter million. 4 million and quarter million. I'm at 4 million and quarter million now, half a million. Four and a half. 4 million and a half a million, 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 now 475,000. 400, I'm at 4 million, half a million now, 407, 4 million 750,000. I'm at 4 million 700. I'm at 4 million 500. Yeah, I'm challenging myself. Hey, folks, anybody want to be on my show? Come on, come on. You got nothing else to do. I know you ain't watching a movie or anything, are you? Well, I hadn't dealt with the Pope again. Now, there's some people just going after this poor old Pope. Well, one thing is American, as everything else. America is, well, doing better business, including the business of religion. We even got an American who's a Pope. Now, he's kind of been elsewhere too, but he's a Pope now. Uh, Trump's doing such a good job. He's a Pope. We even religion. uh, we're America's back, man. We're so back now, and we're gonna be. We won't be drained dried of all the other nations. We'll stand up like men. Yeah, I think that's all Donald Trump's doing with tariffs and everything. He's standing up like a man. America is being manly instead of being a little pussyfoot. He was with Biden. Biden's just, ugh, dude. The dude was rotten to the core. Just sissified. I think that's all Democrat politician. I'm not saying Democrats. Democrats. Uh, I give them a little bit of leeway um, on these things, but the politicians are just scumbags. In particularly the Democrats are. Some of the Republicans are too. We call them rhinos because they're kind of. I guess that's the what's between a jackass and an elephant. So America's turning back. These tariffs are nothing but putting the nations have to respect what we have and what we are as a nation. And I think they may want us to do differently, but we have the right to do what we want to do. We don't have to take a lot of crap from nations. And actually that is actually better for the nations overall. Because that sets an example. Because if all these nations start acting like America has, everybody is just going to just walk all over each other and not treat each other with respect. I think the other nations have gotten respect in ways that we hadn't had in a while. We're not going to live as a nation, at least under this president, uh, in a weak kneed fashion, where we just take uh, anything that comes our way from nations. We can. the United States can stand up for itself in the world. Yep. Hey, I think my nurse is here. He gets to be on my show. Oh. There he is.
What's up in there?
Hey, you're right in the middle of my show.
Well, are you on my back?
No. I need a guest here.
Oh. Right.
You see my audience count 0. Let's see.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself there, Johnny.
You got Johnny right here.
Yeah, he's my nurse. He comes and changes. I got a sore, big old sore that keeps on popping up on my leg. So y'all get to see me. I'm gonna let him change, and you get to see it live. Or
that's right.
Oh, I got it. Well, hold it. I got to get undressed. Not that bad. Ain't that crazy. There we go.
There you go.
They don't do this on the real shows, do they? They just go somewhere else. This is real as it gets, man. Y'all better be glad I don't take this thing in the bathroom. See, don't worry, I won't do that on anybody. Don't be shy, Johnny.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
I'm right here.
Right here. Even if they're not seeing it live, they'll see it if sometime in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Josh is busted Skullbone. Yeah, it hurts some, but
not bad, huh?
Not. Oh. Yeah, I bet Glenn Beck doesn't have his nurse on his show. I don't know if Glenn Beck has a nurse coming.
See this? This is how much it's been leaking through. See that?
Yeah, let me see it. Look there, folks. That's what's on my leg. Woo! Nasty.
Somebody will see that.
They'll see it now. Yeah, spray that leg with that stuff. Oh. Yeah, Trump is making America great again.
Woo-hoo!
Even making California. I won't get MCMA hat. Nobody figured it out. I had to color it purple. Make California great again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be afraid to walk around with a MAGA hat around here.
Why? It's a free country.
Yeah, it's a free country, but
everybody has their own agenda.
Think I should wear a MAGA hat?
Yep. I think you should.
Now they won't let me. Well, they don't let nobody wear hats at the office. But I think that's an etiquette thing too.
Mm.
I think I saw a video where some guy he is explaining that you always take off your hat when you come into a building.
So that's just some kind of etiquette thing.
Yeah, it's an etiquette thing. That's the proper thing to do. Take off your hat when you come into most buildings or something.
I mean, I'm cool with that, but you're just being proud to who you believe in. That's all.
So, you know what? They had Elon Musk on make some sort of profession of faith in Jesus Christ on that show.
Really?
Yes. It's right, Billy Graham.
Mm.
He was on the Johnny Carson show,
All right.
and he tried to get Johnny Carson to get saved on his show or something. Well, you're not exact. I'm gonna see if that. I might try to see if I can find that on YouTube or something. Billy Graham on Johnny Carson. So, I think that's.
Be proud who you want to be. That's all. That's the way I look at it.
See, I got that Valentine's balloon over there. I found that outside. And the story I tell myself of that is that somebody let that up in there on Valentine's Day, and it finally fell near my apartment.
Oh, really?
That's why I tell myself anyway.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's what happened, but. So, y'all still watching? I've been trying to do auctioneering, selling to the millions.
Mm.
Say, I'm at 1 million and a quarter million now, half a million. I'm at 1 million, quarter million and a half a million, 1 million and a half a million, 1 million and a half a million now, 175, 1,750,000.
Mm.
Now 2 million, 2 million now, 2 million and a quarter million, 2 million and a quarter million. I'm at 2 million and a quarter million now, 2 million and a half a million, 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 275, 2,750,000. I'm at 2 million and a half a million now. 200, would you bid $2,750,000? $2,750,000. $2,750,000. I'm at 2 million and a half a million.
That's a lot.
I guess I should just say it. 1.25 million now, 1.5 million, 1.5 million now, 1.75 million. I'm trying to say thousand, all that stuff with it too.
Mm-hmm.
1.25 million now, 1.5 million, one now 1.75 million. Now 2 million, 2 million now 2.25 million. Yeah, I won't be calling those bids after selling stuff that high. Oh, Johnny has finished up my leg wrap.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What pills is in your pocket?
Too many. Oh.
I hear
What did they see? I wonder what they saw. I'm afraid. One. Anybody out there? I got more guests than I have an audience.
How many? Do you have anybody watching now?
I think one person was on there for like a minute,
981.
and then I said something about it, and they ran off. Might get more people watching
Oh yeah.
later. I might get a few more people watching it. So, yeah, folks, you need to stay tuned because you don't keep on watching this because you don't know what you might see next.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You got nothing better to do. What are you gonna do? Watch a watch a Guns N' Roses concert? What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Hey, come on down, folks.
Yeah. This is my nurse Johnny.
Let's go. Let's go. Join the group. Join the fan. Come on, let's go.
Yep. You gotta share it. You gotta share it, Johnny.
Yeah.
Share it on YouTube. Just share it on. You got Facebook?
I got Facebook.
Yeah, share it on your Facebook page.
I will.
Johnny's gonna leave us pretty soon.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Guns N' Roses concert. You know, I wrote what I call poetic revisions of Guns N' Roses songs.
There. I found it.
Oh yeah. Now share it to Facebook.
Yeah, I will. I will. Come
Share,
on.
like, share, subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
Tell me how terrible I am. I would rather people say something as opposed to nothing.
That's right.
Oh, I guess you're my one audience member.
Is that what it is?
I guess so. It says one.
Yeah,
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
So, you want to talk about anything, Johnny? You can talk about anything on my show. You can talk about your cat's nail claws. And I need something to talk about. Talk about your cat's nails and claws.
That's right. Hey, keep doing your thing, man. I always support your channel, so
yeah.
Hey, come on, join us right here.
Yeah, join. I got bigger. I got more guests now. I have an audience.
Yep.
So
do your thing. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Johnny's going, folks.
See you later now.
See you, Johnny. Let me lock my door. Keep everybody else out. Well, folks, I've been started taking this Zep bound. And I got this little thing going on in my throat. I don't know if it's because of that or something else. I should have said something to Johnny while he was here. He's a pretty good nurse. If you're in the Antelope Valley, you need a nurse to come to you regularly. I'll get you Johnny's information. I imagine he gets piled up enough with business, but if you want, he's pretty good. He's pretty good at what he does. So let's go get you ADT. ADT Home Security. Call this number 855-751-3126. Promo code 240008. ADT Home Security. So, hey, now get your home security system. Get you $100 gift card with promo code 240008. Call the number 855-751-3126. That's 855-751-3126. ADT Home Security, get $100. And once you get that system installed, send me a message, give me your name, and I will send you a set of Ginsu knives as a thank you for doing business with us. So now, what to get on? I want to get to bed. What about the Pope? Some people gonna, there's some people get online. They just want to talk about how bad you're praying to Mary and all this stuff. Look, folks, the Pope is Catholic, is Roman Catholic. Okay, he's going to go along with that theology. Picking on the guy. Well, I guess you can in a certain way, but what for? I'd be more worried about individual Roman Catholics than I'm worried about dealing with the guy who ends up being Pope. I don't have I really don't have time to deal with a Pope. He ain't got time for me, I'll guarantee you that. Yeah, I don't care if he rose up fairly quickly from being a priest or whatever. He sure ain't got time for me in particular. I don't have a problem with him, but if I'm going to deal with Roman Catholicism any sort of way or fashion, it will be with the individuals, not with me just going after. Well, he said Mary our God or something. It's probably just Mary and God or something. He probably misspoke or whatever. But I am not Roman Catholic. But I don't feel as though I need to lay into Roman Catholicism any more than I've already have. I have went after Roman Catholic beliefs as a Protestant. If you're going to be a Protestant, you nearly have to go after Roman Catholicism in a certain way because you because of the claims that they make. And I'm not worried about what exactly this Pope says or anything else. I'm glad I do find it interesting that he's an American. He's an American, and that says a lot about America now. It takes 250 years of being a country to get a pope from your country. I suppose. I guess that's the minimum demarcation. I'm wondering if other nations, other than the Italian states or something, or the Vatican, I'm wondering if you looked at all the people of all the other countries, of all the other nationalities that have been pope, I'm wondering how many of them had a nation that was younger than 250 years old. I'm just kind of wondering. And I have a feeling that that's probably that may be the minimum age of a nation to have a pope, I guess, in a certain way. Yeah? And it's just kind of just a curious thought on that. Um, I don't think that I think the Pope is important for no other reason that he is a huge political influence on the world. Okay, so we can't dismiss the guy. We can say, well, we disagree with your theology and your worship practices. We think it ought to be this way from what we see in Scripture. Okay, fine. We can do that, but you still have to look at this guy and say, this guy is important in world history. Every pope, every bishop of Rome has, particularly in the last 1,000 years or longer, really has had a pretty substantial impact on the world, and you can't you can't ignore the Pope. He's the elephant in the world's room. He's there. He's going to be there unless for some reason Roman Catholicism ultimately is dismantled as as a religious system, and which I would be for. But then again, I'm not that worried about it one way or the other. Uh, so, which maybe at a certain point, maybe Roman Catholicism as a system might get dismantled. And I'm not really worried. It could. Um, I don't, from a theological standpoint, from a worship standpoint, I don't, we don't need, I don't need, we don't need the Pope in Rome for anything in particular. I don't think it's necessary. It's a necessary thing. And it may come to a point where there is no Pope in Rome, and that may be a good thing. Uh, Me as a Protestant, I'm not praying for it or against it. I think it's an interesting prospect that maybe at a certain point in history that there is no Roman pontiff claiming succession from Peter. Uh, it's not necessary. It's not a necessity that that office be existing. But as long as it has, and as long as it will endure, um, we had to at least look over there and say, how is this guy going to influence this world at this time and in the years and decades to come? And I think you have to deal with it that way. I don't think there's any other figure, any other office, and that's the way I look at more. Not so much the person that is fulfilling that office, but you're almost a person is put up as pope in such a way that everybody is, because of the nature of the office. You have to kind of look at it. Now we could dismiss it and try to ignore it, but it's it's never all my life, and the Pope has been an important thing in the world that nearly has to be looked at and considered and examined by those who are in power. Now, the Pope, Roman Catholicism as a system is, I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but it's changed. And I do think Vatican II contradicts a lot of stuff that came before it. I think it's a different set of beliefs really than it was before. It tries to say we've always believed this way, and we no, no. Roman Catholicism has changed, and I think that change may be an indication of it being eventually being dismantled as a system. Uh, there are enough differences within within the Roman Catholic Communion that if the Pope made a dramatic turn in a certain way, that ultimately it would dismantle it. It could bust up even the Roman Catholic Church as we know it now. It could further fracture it. So the Pope has a to keep everything unified. He's playing a juggling act to keep the whole thing from from dismantling. And I think there may come a time where the forces within Roman different Roman Catholic churches ultimately will not be able to connect with each other, and maybe just disintegration of their communions and everything. I don't know what dismantling of Roman Catholicism would be. I'm not for it or against it. Now, there's a chance that you could have if if Roman Catholics admit, hey, yeah, we've changed quite a bit, and we're willing to change even more until we are, unified with Eastern Orthodoxy and many Protestant bodies, and we have a really broad umbrella canopy to be under. Maybe you could have a pope over all most of Christianity, not of necessity, but as just a kind of a figurehead, a person who would be um, over most of Christianity. But there would be so many doctrinal issues that have to be worked through. That I don't see how you get there, but it might be possible. Um, I would rather see Christianity unified in certain ways. Um, but then again, oh, you could have this outward unity, but would you ever have people lockstep with each other on what you should be believing and how you should be worshiping? I don't know if you really can ultimately. You might get a lot of it similar, but so anyway, that's my quarter cent's worth of thought on that. Of course, I believe that the gospel is all about Jesus Christ living perfect life. He died, he rose, he's ascended down right hand of God the Father, and all those that believe in Jesus Christ will be ultimately saved. I mean, believe from the heart, not just intellectual assent, but from your very being, where it does change you and how you're living your life. So I'll pray. Father, I thank you for your goodness, your mercy. I pray that this show that I'm trying would be successful, and that people do get ADT home security systems to protect themselves and their loved ones. I pray for everything related to what I'm trying to do here. There'll be a success eventually, and I hope people do watch this, and pray all this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay, I thank you for watching. Again, ADT Home Security 855-751-3126, promo code 240008. If you get a system installed, you're under no obligation if you call that number, but if you were to get system installed, you get a $100 gift card. And I will say thank you by getting you a set of Ginsu knives I will send directly to you. and just direct message me if you get a system installed. Okay, thank you. Bye.